Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass, if I can find it. I don't know where I put it. Okay, found it. Happy days. Okay, so I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to look at, I just want to fit it so that you can just see my view here. I'm going to start with my front view first. So now, remember this is third angle. So when I look at third angle here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Front view is in the third block because it's called third angle. And then right is on the right, left is on the left. Okay? So when I have the front view, when I have the front view here in my third block, this is my front view. Okay, because they say a front and a right view. This view cannot be my front view because then that would have been a left view. Do you guys understand that? Okay, so please look at how you analyze your two different views so that you know which view is what. So we are going to start off with this drawing, and now they say it's scale 1 to 1, but remember they are giving us diameters. So we have to halve those diameters to get the actual diameter when we draw it, because our compass draws in radii. So I'm looking firstly at this diameter here, because I'm looking at the arrow from there to there. Okay, so that's 140, so I'm going to set my compass on 70, which is half of 140. Set it on 70. Set it on S, because if you look at this view, S is right in the middle there, okay? So this S and that S is the same thing. Okay, I'm not drawing here. Okay, hold on. Let me just zoom out a little bit more. Okay, there we go. That's better. And because this is a front view, I'm going to draw this in solid, because I can see that that line is solid. Then I go to my next circle, which is my hidden detail for this level of my pulley. Okay, so for that level of my pulley. Because when I project this across, I can see that these two align. So I'm teaching you now how to analyze your drawings as well. So I'm looking at that now, and this will be my 105. Okay, so what do we set our compass on? 50,25, hey? And remember, we can do half a mil. Now you have two options on how to draw this. You can go like this, okay? Or you can draw a full circle and then erase in between, eh? Same thing, different story. Yes? You're fine. Okay, so there's my hidden detail, all done, okay? And it stays hidden detail because it's hidden detail here on my view. Then I go to my inner circle, here, this one, it is 50. So I'm going to set my compass on 25. And please try and place your compass always in the same hole that you pricked on the middle, né? And again, it's a solid circle. Then now the last one here is this internal circle here. That's basically where your shaft would go through for your pulley. Okay. Okay, so that hole is where the shaft would go through of the pulley, and then we have the keyway there. So the dimension is not on our front view. So if you cannot find a dimension on your front view, you go to the opposite view or any of the other views and you go and look for the dimension there. So here I can see that it is diameter 30. So I'm going to set my compass on 15. And I'm first going to draw it in construction because of the keyway. Okay? So I first draw it in construction because I still need to draw my keyway. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to check what is my keyway, and they show that here my keyway is 6 square, or square 6. So I'm going to go and I'm going to just first set my compass on 3 millimeters. And on my center line, here at the top of my circle, I'm going to scribe just 2 little dots. I don't do big marks there. I just do 2 little dots, and then I just do projection in construction, and then I set my compass on 6. To get my square. Okay, and then I can go and draw my keyway in solid here. So my keyway is solid, and then I will go over my circle again to make it solid. And then our front view is done. So you see how easy that is, just to complete one view which consists of only circles. And now remember, when you do your circle here, to not close it, so that that part stays in construction, okay? So there is my view done. Now I'm going to do my XY axis, or my major and minor axis, which is center lines. And then the vertical axis is the cutting plane. And we have to indicate the cutting plane. So I'm just drawing my center lines here. And then what I'm doing here at the end, I'm doing a very dark line. Okay, a very dark line. The same at the bottom. A very dark line, and you literally just add your arrows. And the arrows are pointing from the view to the side that you're looking at. So we are looking from the right. Okay, we are looking at the right hand side. And we label it section A. And then I'm going to project, and I'm going to find now my right view, and I basically have all the dimensions except all the widths. Okay, so we're doing projection to our left view. I will also project my center line. So basically what I do with my center line, because it stays a center line, I will project it through to my right view, I'm working on the right view, as a center line. I just said left view, sorry about that, it's supposed to be your right view. Okay, so now what I'm looking at is I just need to find a place to start my drawing on. So you know now with the previous drawings that we did, you guys had to just do a 10 millimeter division with that circle. Now they haven't divided your page. So I'm just checking my distance here, and I'm just seeing that it is more than the actual drawing. And I'm drawing a dividing line for myself, and then I'm doing about more or less the same distance, and I'm just drawing another line for myself, and this is now going to be basically this edge of my drawing here. Okay, so now I can go and I can do my dimensions. So what I'm looking at is I'm going to dimension first my 15 that I'm seeing there. So I'm going to set my dimensions on 15. And from the edge here, doesn't really matter where you scribe. I'm going to try and scribe on the actual lines that I'm working on. So there's one there because I'm looking at this dimension that I'm seeing there. Okay, so I have my 15 and then I want to project my 15 millimeters now actually from the bottom to the top. Okay, that is what I want to do, and this will all be in construction. Nothing will be solid lines yet. Everything will first be in construction. Then I'm looking at my next dimension is 9. Then I'll go to 27 and 9 again, and while I'm busy with that 9, I will do this mid 9 here as well, after I've found the center of my drawing. So I'm just going to set my compass on 9 millimeters. So on 9 millimeters. And then from here now, I will be scribing from the bottom. I do my 9, then I'm going to set it on the 27. So from the 9, I'll scribe my 27, and then 9 again. And then I will project this last line first to the top. That will be the first one that I want to take to the top, because that will be the end of my pulley. And then I'm going to measure 15 again if I'm looking at my last dimension here on the side. 15, and I'll just scribe it here on the center line. That's my 15, and I will just close that line, so when I look at it I can see that it is right from the top of my circle here until the bottom of my circle there when I'm looking at this view here. Okay, so now I have to find the middle here. So basically, to find the middle, very easy, we just do a bisection. So there's an arc and an arc. I will draw my line through the middle there of the arc where the arcs intersect. So that's my midpoint, and then half of 9 is 4.5. So 4.5 mils to each side there and there, and then I basically have all my dimensions that I needed to actually now complete my drawing. So I will project this, all the lines now, to the top, because I am going to use them now on both sides of my pulley. So there, and that one. And now when we start with this drawing, we're not going to do it like little bit by little bit. We're basically first going to trace the outline of the drawing, because our view is cut. Okay, so I'm starting here. I know that's a solid line, and I know this is a solid line. Okay, then looking at this view, just check where your lines end and trace the edges of your drawing there, and the same on this side. Remember, a pulley looks the same on the one side as on the other side. So there. Okay, so now basically I have done most of my horizontal lines that I wanted for getting my pulley, and then I'm going to check, I want to do this lip for basically where the pulley belt will fit in, there, and then here this 9 in the middle, going to the top here, there, and there, and then these lines are on an angle of just connecting the one point to the other point. So there, and there, and there, and there. Okay, so I'm connecting that lines on there. Okay, and then I will connect these points there, horizontally, here, and there. And then I need to draw in my keyway. So for my keyway, when I looked at that, when I explained to you guys, those lines are straight lines and a straight line there. And we have a straight line there. Okay, so now basically our drawing is done. We just have to do hatching. Now hatching is done on a 45-degree angle. So I will set my set square on a 45-degree angle. And the way that you're going to work with this is you are going to work into your drawing. So this is quite a big component that I am working with. So the larger the component is, the further the hatching can be apart. The smaller the component is, the closer the hatching can be. So what I do is I put a point in the corner here of my actual drawing. I can see through my set square. So then I'm going to draw a line. Then I'm going to move my set square to the same point that I was using and draw a line. So this is almost like the sliding method that I taught you guys with the division of a line segment, which we've done in the beginning of the year. So there. And you see I continue through my drawing. So now I'm just moving my board ruler up to the top. There. And there. Okay, so I am drawing my hatching very dark because I want you guys to actually see the hatching. With your hatching, it's supposed to be a B line. So your actual drawing will be an A line outside. And then for your hatching, you are going to draw your hatching as a B line. In the coming drawings that we're going to do, I will draw those lines lighter. I just really want you guys to see how I am using my set squares to do a drawings hatching. When you do your hatching, please make sure that your lines touches the edges of your drawing. If it does not, at the end of the day, just go over your drawing and make sure that your hatching does not go over a line but just touches the line. And please see that I am skipping my keyway. I am not drawing over my keyway because the keyway is actually a cavity. That is a change in depth, and that is why we are seeing the line the way that we are seeing it. Okay, I'm just going to swap my set square around, and I will still be following the same procedure as of just putting my set square on the lines that I was working with. Okay, so you see here my lines aren't touching properly, so I'll just go over this afterwards and make sure that it is correct. Okay, so then just afterwards, always please remember to read your question. And they say there's no dimensioning required, so I will not do any dimensioning. Thank you, gents.